Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Janine and this is actually going to be a Friday Sews. I have sewn something this week. I bought some fabric. I have a bunch of plans. I'll tell you all about all of that stuff in this video. As I said, this is a Friday Sews. I've done Friday Sews in the past and then I kind of got away from it. And I'll be completely honest with you and tell you it's because if I don't have something completely finished or up to my standards, I don't tell anybody about it. And then I decided that's really ridiculous because this community that we are part of is completely understanding of that. And we can all empathize with it. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes we don't get the things completed that we planned. Sometimes we're just not happy with what we made. We've procrastinated. We all understand. So I'm going to share with you this winter every Friday, even when I have nothing good to say, or when I've had someone bothering me in the sewing room. And yeah, going to do Friday Sews. So it'll be what I've made, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking of, and a little bit about what's generally going on in life. I'm hoping this one doesn't become a distraction. If she does, she's going somewhere else. What I'm wearing today is Kwik Sew 3658. It's a real shame that Kwik Sew patterns are gone. I wonder if they're going to re-release them. This pattern I've used a few times, and what's nice about it is it's got a faced front. So there's a facing that goes to here. So this is all lined. And that makes it a little bit cozy and warm. When the days have started to cool off, this is just a nice weight of top to wear. Fabric is double brushed poly that I bought at Joann. I remember going to Joann and buying this fabric, wearing a mask, the whole autumn 2020 thing. The only thing I don't like about using double brush poly for this particular pattern is because it's faced, the fabric gets stuck on your undergarments, and there are times you're going to see there are times when it's like this, and it's because the fabric is getting caught on my bra. If I owned a fancy little camisole, I'd probably wear it, but I don't own one. I like this pattern enough that one of the little goals I'm setting for myself, and you can remind me of this in the future, is to adjust this so that the shoulders fit, because they're about an inch too big, and the arm size a bit big, and also lengthen it. If you find this pattern around, it's a nice pattern. Just looks a little bit more finished, fancier, dressier, elegant than a t-shirt. When the weather started to cool off a little bit, I pulled out my cold weather clothes, and I hate everything. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. There's very little there that I was excited to put on. This top, maybe a couple of other things, but most of it I'm just like, God, I'm so over this. Part of the problem is some of the things I brought with me from the States are fabrics that look cozy on the outside, but they're cold on the inside. So double knits and things like that, where they look like they should be really warm, but they're not. They're cold. And I also don't like some of the choices I made in colors. I bought a lot of fabric for very little money sometimes, and I didn't stop and think about what the colors were and if they were going to look good on me or I was even going to like them. So they're just like, honestly, that was my reaction. Just, I don't want to wear any of this stuff. So I spent some time looking at styling vlogs, what older women should be wearing, reading articles and blogs, and I got an idea of some of the things that I want to add to my wardrobe this winter. So I went fabric shopping, and I didn't intend to buy 4 pieces of fabric, but I did. I'm going to talk about 3 of the pieces today. The 4th piece is a top fabric for a workout top. I'll talk about that later. But 4 pieces of fabric. And this is This one, I don't know what I'm going to make. This is, I'm going to hold this up here and tell you what this is. This is a rayon blend waffle knit. See that? It's 50% rayon, 25% nylon, 25% poly. It's 340 grams per square meter, so it's pretty heavy. And it's got 30% stretch. This is the right side, and this is the wrong side. This would make a really nice pullover. Love gray, although it's kind of a blah color. And it was on clearance. They've still got some left, so I think I'm going to get some more, and I'll make something for my husband. We will be matchy-matchy. He will hate that. We just won't wear it at the same time. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make with this. I kind of have half thought of a pattern Emporium Sweet Cheeks. I think it has to be something with very simple lines because of the texture of the waffle knit. If you have ideas, send them my way. The second piece of fabric was bought with a very particular style, shape in mind. A cardigan. Seeing so many cardigans around, and people are talking about them in blog posts and in vlog posts. And I like cardigans. You know, you're at this stage of life where you're cold, and then you're hot, and then you're cold, and then you're hot. And cardigans are great because you can unbutton them and take them off really easily. Some of the cardigans that I've seen around are kind of matronly, shall we say? And young women are wearing them, and I didn't want to go with that style. So I bought this fabric, started with the fabric. I've already cut out the pattern. So this is remnants. This is the fabric, and it's this cable knit. This is the right side of the fabric. And on the wrong side, it almost looks like a waffle knit. And see, it's lovely and drapey. This fabric is called Rayon Scotland Knit. 49% rayon, 29% poly, 20% nylon, 2% spandex. It's 400 grams per square meter, so a nice weight for kind of an outer piece. I pre-washed this and it shrunk 10% in length, so I'm very glad I pre-washed it because I don't always do that. I looked at my patterns because I've got cardigan patterns around. Some of them are older cardigan patterns that I bought at, rummage sales. The cardigans that I'm seeing online really are super basic round neck cardigans like we all wore in the 90s. And I didn't think that was exactly what I wanted. So, here's my pattern. I have this pattern, and I thought this would be much nicer because it's a V-neck cardigan. This is an old pattern. This is Butterick 3461, old Kathy Ireland pattern, and it's this cardigan here that I've cut out. Haven't started sewing it. I'll tell you how it turns out next week. Then, the fourth piece of fabric that I bought was really the only piece I knew I really wanted to get. A few weeks ago, I made a Love Notions La Bella Donna top using Avellana rib knit. What's it called? Avellana viscose rib. And I made it in red. And I've really liked the top. Very happy with it. I like the way it fits underneath jackets, and it's a nice weight, and it feels really comfortable, and I love the fabric. So I bought more of that fabric, but in blue this time, and I made almost the same top. I'll get it. Here we are. This is the top. Isn't this fabric beautiful? Just love the way this drapes. I used the same pattern and the same fabric a few weeks ago, made a top. When I made that top, I cut it with a little bit extra on the seam allowances so I'd had a little more ease. And this time I thought, no, it had too much ease last time. I'm just going to cut it according to the pattern. I made one adjustment, which was to just make the cuffs the right size for me. So I redrew the cuffs, made them an inch longer. And for this particular version, I added the band at the bottom. Took my time cutting it. I read the Threads Guide to Sewing, or whatever it's called. I'll put the actual name up here. Looked at information on knits. How should I work with it? Had a fresh rotary blade. Took my time doing the stay tape on the shoulders. And I threaded my serger with thread that just seemed to match absolutely perfectly. Sewed the shoulder seams on both sides. Sewed the side seam. I was feeling so proud of myself. And as I got to the bottom of the second side seam, I thought, I sewed the wrong seam allowance. I had just finished cutting out the cardigan. I was trying to be super efficient and cut out the top of the cardigan at the same time and have the mess. Well, the cardigan has 5/8 inch seam allowances. Love Notions uses 3/8. So I serged the shoulder seams and the side seams with 5/8 inch seam allowance. And it fits. It's got a little bit less ease than I wanted. I just sewed the rest of it. Put the band on. I didn't actually realize, because there aren't that many pictures of the top with the band on Love Notion's website. I didn't realize that the band has a touch of gathering to it, but it's fine. That wasn't really what I was expecting, that's all. And then I did the neck, and I just really took my time with the neckband. And I once again used, I don't know where anything is. I once again used the same instructions from Pamela Leggett that were in Threads magazine in this video when I last sewed this top. And I did a better job this time. So I'm very pleased with the neckband. I'm going to put it on and show you the top. It's got a little bit less ease than I would like, and how I'll probably wear it this winter. I've got a little list of things I want to get done. Sorry, I just coughed. But I realized that it's December 24th. I've got to keep my expectations low. This weekend, we've got our meetup tomorrow, and we're going to practice hand-sewn buttonholes. I'm going to try to learn how to do those. Don't know how well it's going to turn out. We're going to attempt. Then I have to go look for some fabric. We have a holiday party next Saturday night. I know it's early, but I've already been to 2 Christmas events in stores in the past 8 days. So, and I tell you, half the neighborhood seems to have their lights up already. I don't know what happened to my mother's rule of December 15th. So I have to go look for fabric for a skirt. I'm going to make a midi skirt using the same pattern that I used for my Frocktails outfit. I'm going to put that pattern information down below. And I want to get some wool or something a little bit heavier. I love that skirt I made for Frogtails. And I think if I make it in a dark color, it's a midi skirt, I can wear it with boots or with cute little shoes and different tops. I have no idea what top I'm going to wear. So the next week may actually wind up being a mad rush to sew a top and a skirt for the party on Saturday night. We'll see. Don't have a lot else going on in the next week or so. It is snowing at the moment, really lightly snowing. Yesterday it was 16 degrees Celsius, which is 60 degrees Fahrenheit here. Today it's 0, so that's 32. And just a little tiny bit of snow. No need to get out the shovel or the snowblower. It's going to be nice this weekend, which is great if you want to run around and pick up stuff to have decent weather. The first snow is awful for driving because we've all forgotten how to drive in it. So that's what's going on. Are you working on your holiday projects yet? Are you starting to think about it? Or you just say, I'm not doing anything for the holidays. I'm doing things just for me. All perfectly good answers. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you again next weekend. Take care. Hey there, sewing friends.